hasn't come to get me yet. I'm going to tell my mother and father about her, and have her punished. And then he lay back and he fell asleep. Dark time came, and then morning came. He rubbed his eyes. Oh, I must have been asleep all night. Oh my goodness, she hasn't come to get me yet. I'm really angry at her. I'm going to eat this apple. Gee. Oh, don't keep doing that. You're not going to get any. This is mine. There was another sound. Rumble, rumble, rumble. It was the same sound I heard last night. And every time I would say something, it sound, and the walls are moving closer and closer and getting smaller and smaller. Why is this? What's going on here? Gee, said the little bird. I can't stand up any longer. I'm so weak. Stop asking. You're not going to get my apple. Oh. And so he ate the apple. He ate the grapes. All of that. I wish that fairy godmother would get here. He did notice that there was only one window and it was way up high. And he saw birds flying back and forth, chasing each other, having a good time. And he thought, oh my goodness, I'm like that little bird. I'm in a cage and I can't get out. Oh, I wish I could go and be with my friends. I thought they were my friends, but they're not my friends because I wouldn't let them play with my things. I wouldn't share. I'm sorry I did that. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The walls seemed to be going out and the room getting bigger and bigger. Every time he thought of something he was sorry for, the walls would get bigger. And then he had an idea. And he reached up. I'm still hungry, and he reached up in the bowl. There was nothing there. Oh, there was one little withered apple. It was something he usually turned his nose up to, but he was hungry, so he started to eat. And he looked up. Oh, I've eaten this whole bowl of fruit, and I didn't give any to that little bird. He must be starving to death. Oh, I'm so sorry, little bird. And so he gets up. He had an idea. Got up on the couch, and then he stood up on the table, and on his tiptoes, he could barely reach the little bird, hanging his head over the bottom of the cage, and he said, "Here, you eat the rest of this apple." And the little bird ate it, and he said, "Cheep," as if to say thank you. And a warm feeling went all over in Harweda. And Harweda got to thinking of how angry he would get at his parents, the king and the queen. I treated them so bad. I treated my friends so bad. I was becoming very selfish. I was becoming a bully. I wish I could get out of here and go home. I wouldn't be like that anymore. And all of a sudden, he had another idea. He climbed back up on the sofa. He climbed on the table, and on his very tip of his tiptoes, he reached up till he could barely reach that door, and he opened the door to the cage, and he said, "Come on, little bird, now you can go out. I can't play with my friends, but you can play with yours." And the little bird flew out, flew all over in the room, and went to the window and was going to fly out, but not before. Turned around, flew back, landed right on Harweda's shoulder, and then kissed him right here on the cheek, as if to say, "Thank you, Prince Harweda." And off he went and began to play with his friends out the with kindness. I wish I could show them I could be kind. I wouldn't be selfish anymore. What's that noise? It wasn't the birds. It was a great big bird with great big wings, and it landed right at the front door. And all of a sudden the door flew open, and there was Fairy Godmother, and she said, Harweda, I think it's time to go home. And Harweda rushed over into her arms and gave her a hug and said, oh, thank you, Fairy Godmother. Thank you so very much. And they got on the goose, and up they went, and then down, 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 and finally landed in the courtyard. And the mother and father, the king and the queen, were waiting for them, and they came running into their arms, and he said, Mother, Daddy, I'm so glad to see you, and I'm sorry I was so rude to you, and I won't be that way anymore. And could we have a party? I want you to invite all of the children in all the kingdom to come to my party. And so they set out a proclamation, hear ye, all children of all the kingdom are to come to a party at Prince Harweda's in the castle. We don't want to go to his party. He's not nice to us. He isn't a very good friend. He's a bully. He made me feel so bad because he made fun of my clothes, said another one. And so, but the mothers and the fathers in the village and in the kingdom said, but it was a proclamation, and it was our good king who made that proclamation, and we must be obedient. And so they lined up, and all the children in the village, in the kingdom, went up to the castle gates, and the gates opened, and in came the children, and there was Prince Harweda to meet them, and they expected him to be very rude and to be a bully. But he said, welcome to my party. And when they came in, they saw the whole courtyard was covered with toys to play with, and all kinds of games and balls to throw, and everything. And he said, you can play with anything you want to, and I'll play with you. And then the servants came out when they got hungry and brought trays full of food to eat, and they ate, and he shared, and he loved. And when it was time to go home, he said, I am so sorry that I treated you so badly. I had to learn a lesson, and I'm not going to be selfish or a bully anymore, and I will be kind to you. Will you be my friends? Oh, yes, they all said, we'll be your friend. You're a great prince. And so it happened that when they started to go, Prince Harweda said, pick out whatever you want to take with you, and it's yours to keep. And then he became known as Prince Harweda, the kindest prince in the land. When he grew up, and he married a beautiful princess, and they became the king